Hello everyone, myself is Dr. Archana Sinha. I am intensivist. So today we learn about the stepwise approach of the ventilator settings. So how we set the ventilator? First we have to decide the what is the indication of the ventilator, then mode of the ventilator, then we'll set the tidal volume. One by one, what all we set we see in the successive slides. So first is the what is the indication of the mechanical ventilation? So first is the if our patient is having the hypoxemic respiratory failure, that is the type 1 respiratory failure, PaO2 is less than 60. Second is the hypercapnic respiratory failure, that is the type 2 respiratory failure, where the PCO2 is more than 60 or pH is less than 7.25. Then third one is the airway protection. If our patient is having the GCS less than 8, the patient should be airway should be protected, so that patient should be intubated. Next is the work of breathing. If patient is having high work of breathing, patient is exhausted, then that need for the intubation. Next is the shock and cardiac arrest and peri-intubation support. So these all are the indication for the mechanical ventilation. Next we choose is the mode. So what is the mode of the ventilator? So first we decide in the ICU, most commonly we decide is the ACVC, then ACPC. ACVC is the assist control volume control and assist control pressure control. Nowadays, we prefer ACVC as compared to total control, over total control. So why we ACVC we preferred? We allow the patient to spontaneous breathing that help the feeling better to the patient and give the early recovery. Other modes we have is the SIMB, nowadays very less prefer mode, and then we have the PSB, that is the winning mode of the ventilator. So how we set the tidal volume? Now we set the tidal volume. So tidal volume generally we set is the 6 to 8 ml per kg body weight, and in case of the ARDS, patient is having ARDS, we should come down our tidal volume. So normally we prefer for this 4 to 6 ml per kg. Once you go high tidal volume, that is the more than 8 ml per kg of tidal volume, that cause the barotrauma and volotrauma. So tidal volume decided according to the predicted body weight. Next is the minute ventilation. So minute ventilation is the total amount of volume of gas that inhaled or exhaled from the lung per minute. So that is the minute ventilation. We have the formula for the minute ventilation, that is the tidal volume into respiratory rate is minute ventilation. In case of normal adult, we have the 5 to 8 ml per liter per minute. Next set is the respiratory rate. So ideally we decide 12 to 16 per minute of respiratory rate. We can adjust the respiratory rate according to the pH value, what we get in the ABG and PCO2. Ideally we should avoid the high RR, that is more than 30 per minute, that risk the increase for the auto PEEP. Next setting is the FiO2. FiO2, once our patient is intubated, we start with the 100% FiO2, and according to SpO2, how much we are getting is the slowly come down on the FiO2. So target of SpO2 is normally 92 to 96%. In case of ARDS, 88 to 95%. In case of the COPD patients, 88 to 92%. Next setting is the PEEP, that is the positive end expiratory pressure. So initially we start with the physiological PEEP, that is the 5 centimeter of water. In case of ARDS and hypoxemia, we have to go with the high PEEP, that is between the 8 to 15 centimeter of water. So what the PEEP does? PEEP basically increase the oxygenation and decrease the side effect of the PEEP is it decrease the venous return. So we have to very cautious when we are using the high PEEP and our patient is having hypotension. So we have to balance between the hypoxia and hypotension. So adjust the PEEP according to the ARDS net protocol. We have the PEEP and FiO2 table. Ideally, we should be following this whenever it's possible. Next is the pressure set limit. So always you set your pressure limits. So whenever peak pressure, that is the PIP, peak inspiratory pressure, goes beyond 35, alarm will be on. So we should be having the peak less than 35 centimeter of water, and plateau should be the less than 30 centimeter of water. If PIP and plateau pressure is more, we have to worry and look for the causes of that. Then once your patient is intubated and after 30 to 60 minutes of post intubation, we have to check for the ABG. So you send your ABG, you look for your pH and PCO2. So according to your pH and PCO2, we have to adjust our respiratory rate and tidal volume. And according to the PaO2 what we get in AVG, according to that we have to adjust our FiO2 and PEEP. If we are getting the good PaO2, we can come down on our FiO2 and PEEP. Then daily ventilator review. So once your patient is intubated, daily we have to check for the patient, review our patients and ventilator. So we look for the lung compliance. Once your problem will recover, disease will recover, lung compliance will be improving, x-ray will improve, secretions will come down. If you are getting all these things like compliance has improved, x-ray is better, secretions and come down, we can think of the extubation of the patient. So ideally we should be giving daily spontaneous breathing trial of the patient. We should be looking for the weaning of the patient once you intubated. Next is the weaning strategy. So for whatever reason you have intubated your patient, now the reason is resolved, cause has resolved, like patient has hemodynamically stable, you are now lower side of FiO2, lower side on a PEEP, and your patient is consciously oriented following verbal commands. If you are getting all these things, means your patient is ready to wean. So how we wean the patient? There is method for the weaning. So we have to use the pressure support ventilation. During the pressure support ventilation, we can use either CPAP or BiPAP. In CPAP, we use single pressure during the inspiration and expiration. In the BiPAP, we use generally two level of pressure. That is the bi-level positive air pressure. That is the one is the IPAP and EPAP. If your patient is tolerating pressure support 5 to 7 centimeter of water and he is comfortable, hemodynamically stable, FiO2 he is maintaining with the good SpO2, then we can give our patient to the TPIS trial. Once your patient is tolerating 30 to 60 minutes of the TPIS trial, we can send our ABG. If you are satisfied or ABG is satisfactory, then we can extubate our patient. So this is all about the ventilator basics. In the next video, we will slowly we go the other modes of the ventilator of the patients. Thank you. Subscribe my channel. If you have any questions, write down in the comment box. I'll try to solve these questions. Thank you.